All right, welcome back to the Max. And today I'm going to be explaining how I got my first sales meeting, the validated outreach process that I found out through it, and also what I learned from failing my first official sales meeting. Technically, my first official sales meeting was when I got my first client, but that was a free charge, so I wouldn't really call that a sales. I was just me getting my first client. But hey, first client is still first client. So, now, how did I get my validated outreach process? Well, one thing that you have to know about outreach is that you have to make sure that it's validated. Now, what do I mean by validated? As in, you've reached out to enough people to know the statistics. And I don't just mean, yes, volumes, volumes. Yes, you have to reach out to a ton of people. But my outreach process was so validated that it has a 20% conversion rate. Or rather, it has a 20% click through rate and a 7% conversion rate. So here's how my outreach process goes. First, I go to their LinkedIn page, right? I want to connect with them. I press connect. Okay. Next, I let them accept the connection request. By the way, the blank connection request with no side notes or no first messages. Blank connection requests have been proven to have a 40% conversion rate, or I think it was 60%. Regardless, it has a higher conversion rate than any other form of requests. It has a higher conversion rate than any other thing. Okay, so blank connection requests work. And the bottleneck in this outreach process is that I have to wait for them to connect. There's also a bottleneck of finding them. There's also a bottleneck of creating the Loom templates, which I'll get to in a second. But I have to wait for them to connect to me. All right. And then when I see that they've connected, then I will create a custom Loom template. I will go to my Canva thumbnails and I will create the template. And once I import their image into it, remove their profile picture from the background of their LinkedIn page, put that into the thumbnail, copy a previous Loom from my Loom videos, and then insert the new thumbnail into the new video and retitle the title to their name and something that is more relevant to their business. Once I get out of that all of the way, then I will just simply send the Loom to them. Now, another bottleneck that I did mention previously is that it takes a bit of time to actually do all of that. I can only reach to about 7 leads per hour, and that's not very optimal. As I would say, I need to find a way to optimize that, and I will optimize that with an automation. Now, next, I'm going to talk about how I failed my first sales. So basically, I got a guy onto a sales call, right? Actually, this will be my second sales call because I had my first one when I was 15. Oh, a lot of stuff happened in that time period. But, anyways, I got him onto a call. He was interested in a lead generation system. My initial offer was indeed an automation that optimized your bottom line operations, but he was more interested in a top line operation, and that would be lead generation. So I did offer it to him. Before he ghosted me on the first one, all right. And on the second time I reached out to him, I offered him the lead generation system. He was interested. He was like, yeah, all right. So he jumped on the call. We had the entire thing. I understood his questions, tried to understand where he was coming from. And then we ended up going through a demo and showed him the demo. And he's like, yeah, hey, let's move forward with it. So uh, I tell him, hey, it costs $400, and he lives in India. His currency is Indian rupees, so he didn't have the money. He couldn't pay in $133 installments. And what I've learned is that in order to succeed, you must have ROI on your mind at all times, so that you can present to them why would be positive ROI on their end. That's my 5 minute. Bye bye.